Be still and cool in thy own mind and spirit from thy own thoughts, and then thou wilt feel the principle of God.
Chapter 3, Section B, Inward States, Dryness, and the Daily Cross. On page 30 of his journal, George Fox explained how we fail to see the evil within us, locating it instead outside of us. Quote, "And I saw the state of those, both priests and people, who in reading the Scriptures cry out much against Cain, Esau, and Judas, and other wicked men of former times mentioned in the Holy Scriptures, but do not see the nature of Cain, of Esau, and of Judas, and those others in themselves. And these said it was they who were the bad people, putting it off from themselves. But when some of them came within the light and spirit of truth to see themselves, then they came to say, I, it is I myself that has been Ishmael and Esau, etc. For then they came to see the nature of the wild Ishmael in themselves, the nature of Cain, of Esau, of Koran and Balaam, in the son of perdition in themselves, sitting above all that is called God in them." Unquote. Friends understand that in addition to their historical significance, the persons and situations in the Scriptures reveal spiritual states and struggles. Thus, there is a spiritual state of Judas in which we may find ourselves, over and above the historical Judas who betrayed Jesus of Nazareth. Indeed, the biblical story from Genesis through Revelation can be read as a roadmap to the spiritual life of Christians, that the spiritual development of a Christian follows much the storyline of the Bible. In page 79 of his journal, Fox explains why a previously powerful meeting had come to dryness. Quote, "And the next day I passed to Cleveland, amongst those people who had tasted the power of God, but were all shattered to pieces, and some of their leaders had turned into ranters. Now they had had great meetings, so I told them that after they had had such meetings, they did not wait upon God to feel His power, to gather their minds together and feel His presence and power, and therein to sit and wait upon Him. For they had spoken themselves dry, and had spent their portions, and had not lived in that which they spake. And now they were dry." Unquote. In page 18 of his journal, Fox explained the power of God. Quote, "Therefore, keep in the daily cross the power of God, by which ye may witness all that should be crucified, which is contrary to the will of God, and which shall not come unto his kingdom." Unquote.
Be still and cool in thy own mind and spirit from thy own thoughts, and then thou wilt feel the principle of God, to turn thy mind to the Lord God, whereby thou wilt receive God's strength and power, from whence life comes, whereby thou wilt receive God's strength to allay all blustering storms and tempests.
This podcast has presented a portion of the book Traditional Quaker Christianity. The book was assembled and edited by Terry Wallace, Jack and Susan Smith, and Arthur Burke. It was read by Chip Thomas, and the audio edited by the same. The music was provided by Paulette Meyer. Paulette's music is available at paulettemeyer.com.